Let's cross on over to London now. We're going to talk to Fuad Ibrahim, who's an expert on Persian Gulf affairs, to give us his comments on the revolution in Yemen. Fuad Ibrahim, thanks so much for joining us. I'm sure you heard the string of resignations that has occurred along with top army generals. Given that, one of the consequences perhaps might be a confrontation in the making. President Ali Abdullah Saleh has come out and said, we will defend Bahrain, along with his what's left of his supporters in the army, that we will defend Yemen. And of course, the army generals that have defected have their tanks, their military force. Is that an imminent consequence of what has occurred?
Well, what I can see now is the Yemen is seeing the historical moment. I think it is the time for Ali Abdullah Saleh to leave in order to save thousands of lives in Yemen street now. It is the time for the people to decide the form of government, the form of state they aim to see. I think Ali Abdullah Saleh is playing the very dangerous game right now with the disintegration of the regime going on now. I think it is the right of the people to decide the time for Ali Abdullah Saleh to give him the last chance to step down and to leave, or to seek refuge in Saudi Arabia, where a place is prepared for such despots. I think the time for Ali Abdullah Saleh has to give the historical decision in order to save his life and the life of his family as well, because the people will not leave the street until he leaves, until he goes, until he steps down. He should leave now in order to save the lives of the Yemeni people.
Well, he said he's going to stay. There was a televised statement made that pretty much said that reflection, that he is going to fight till his last drop of blood, along with whatever remaining officials in the army he has loyalty from. And that's what is on speculation now about what is going to happen if that indeed occurs. However, let's look at one of the moves made by President Saleh, and that was reaching out to Saudi Arabia to play, quote, a mediation role. If you can explain that for us, because if what Saudi has done in Bahrain is a reflection of what type of role they'll play in Bahrain, in Yemen, then it doesn't look too bright, does it?
Definitely. I think the margin of political maneuvering is shrinking rapidly now, and I think sending the foreign minister to Saudi Arabia will not bring about a positive outcome to the Yemeni people. I think the crisis has just now reached the peak, and he should leave. No other choices for him, no other solutions. He should just step down in order to let the people preserve the Yemeni territory, and to maintain the public interest, to secure and to protect the families in Yemen. I think the sending or dispatching the foreign ministers or ministers to wherever in the world will not save his regime. I think it is the time is over for Ali Abdullah Saleh. There is no other solutions. No, it is an inescapable consequence. He should leave. He should give the right to the people. He should let the people to form their government, to elect a new government, to elect a new president. They deserve a new president. They deserve a new government, because I think 30 years is enough for the Yemeni people to see the catastrophic consequences in Yemen territory. So I think sending a foreign minister or any minister to Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia is not a neutral power. It has decided to support the dictatorship in Yemen because they want to secure their interest in Yemen territories. That's why the Yemeni people has decided that no other solutions, just to ask Ali Abdullah Saleh to leave the throne, or to leave Yemen.
Okay, let's discuss what will happen if Saleh leaves, and not in particular what will happen, but the replacements once there is this power vacuum. First of all, the effect that the tribal politics have had, because one of the key moments came when Hussein al-Ahmar, a chief in the Hashid Tribal Confederation, which is Yemen's second largest and also stated to be the most powerful, has joined the protesters. We're also looking at some of the tribal elders or leaders on the screen there as we're talking about this. So are the tribal elders or chiefs possible replacements if and when Saleh leaves?
Unfortunately, if Ali Abdullah Saleh insists that to stick to the power, this could lead to a civil war, and this is very catastrophic consequence will be in Yemen. That's why the only solution for Ali Abdullah Saleh is to leave in order to save the lives of thousands of people, because I know if a tribal division just take a place, then we will have guns everywhere, shooting everywhere, and we may have regional and city wars in Yemen. I think this is not the right moment for the people in Yemen, because I think we are passing through a historical turning point, and Ali Abdullah Saleh has no place now, has no space in Yemen. So I think even the tribal leaders could play a positive role in order to push Ali Abdullah Saleh not to use the tribal or regional divisions within the Yemen society in order not to let him use these complexities for his own favor, for his own interest. So I think there is no a space for this man. He should leave in order not to let the people fight each other, because I know if he insists to stick to what he is now, this may lead to a civil war, and this is what we will not hope to see in Yemen.
Okay, thanks a lot for that. Stay with us a little bit longer. Let me bring in Jason Ditz, who's a managing news editor at antiwar.com from Michigan. Jason Ditz, thanks for joining us. The question comes to mind here, based on developments in Yemen, that we have not seen really a reaction from the United States. I mean, why have they not? They have voiced concern, but that's about it. Why have we not seen that?
Well, the short answer is because President Saleh is a close ally of the U.S. government, and of course the U.S. has been, particularly in the last couple of years, sending him increased amounts of military aid, sending him a lot of weapons, nominally to deal with Al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula, but
what about the massacre that took place Friday? I'm sorry to jump in, but that 54 up to 60 people perhaps or over were killed in one day, with over 200 wounded. You would expect that there should be some type of reaction, at least on that incident.
Well, you would think so, but I think the Obama administration has been very hesitant to make comments, and they've always been very late to the game in these sorts of situations. And even if they do react, I don't necessarily expect a positive reaction out of them. Maybe some vague complaints about resorting to violence like we've seen in Bahrain, but I don't really expect the same sort of vigorous opposition to violence that they had in Libya.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, we're going to leave it at that. We've just ran out of time. Sorry to give you that a short amount of time. But anyways, it was very helpful. Jason Ditz, managing news editor, antiwar.com, and Fuad Ibrahim, expert on Persian Gulf affairs from London. Thank you. And, of course, we are approaching our news half-hour block, as usual.